I'm saving that.
Uh,
She was wrong.
I'm putting this in my friend's Discord because it's beautiful.
um, you people do not want to know the context of that at all.
If you do, join our Discord and I'll send it right to you.
Or if they could just look because it's one of the popular things. But anyway, how's it going, people? We're on Season 3, Episode 4. Kamen Rider Fourze. Hey, let's all go to Soul Society. Today we got Samu, we got Andy, and we got Nanami. And of course, your host and communications officer, Frozen Traveler. And you can probably guess what by the title that I just gave you. Our topics today are the Bleach live action movie and the Kamen Rider Fourze. Hey everyone, let's go to fucking space.
Let's go to Gentaro, you idiot, space.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's just go with a general topic. Should we just go with what we've been talking about off stream, or?
Do they really want to hear how we feel about the Bowsette thing? Because I'm in love with it.
I mean, a lot of people say this is confusing. Why is this here? I think it's pretty neat.
It's only confusing because most people haven't watched futo porn before. Me, I've seen a lot of futo porn. This is nothing new. We're on you.
Yeah. Well, so there's to talk for general. There's some more ride watches on the way.
Hey.
Those things are still way too expensive for me.
I know. They just released another set. I believe it's the Xade and Fourze ones at $40 each.
Ooh.
And right now the price has dropped for the Gates, the Drive, Drive, and I think Ryuki's still up there though. Gates and Drive are now at like $25. And
Still a bit much.
The most expensive one is the Cross Z. Is the Cross Z one. Even though it doesn't really have much sounds to it.
Like, if a gimmick is more than $10, it's too much money.
Yeah.
Depending on the gimmick, but...
Even the double memories, most of them still aren't $20.
Yeah.
Above 15 was more my limit.
Yeah. Like, if I start collecting memories again, it's gonna get expensive, because all the goddamn Dopant memories, but they were limited release. These aren't a limited release. This is a wide release, and it is unnecessarily expensive.
It's ridiculous. It's asinine, really.
And how much is the driver to begin with?
$109.
Yeah, fuck
Ooh.
that. To me, that's just a waste of money.
Well, because you're getting a rider watch which has its own electronics, and the belt itself also has the electronics, both sound and visual wise.
Yeah, my ex-fiance got the driver when it first came out. It was only $70.
Yeah,
and that came with a wrist mounted part that used not LEDs.
It was like a wireless
infrared.
Yeah, infrared. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's not as expensive. It's too expensive to me. It's unnecessary for it to be that way. And people are buying them up in droves.
Yeah, I had bought the 180 pack, where it gives you not only Zio's rider watch, but also Gates' rider watch. And a little holder thing to hold both of them. which
That's way too much money for a belt. The pack for a belt.
And like, if it was like a CSM or Super Best, I could see that. But
Yeah, if
no.
it came with more than 2 gimmicks, I could totally see that.
Well,
But no, it doesn't. It comes with what, 2?
two ride watches, the holder thing, and the belt itself.
Yeah, that for what you said, 180.
Yeah, 180.
That's ludicrous. That's them raising the price because they know people like you are gonna buy it.
Yeah, but I'm also getting another holder that has the Ghost Watch on it, which I believe is $50.
That is so much money.
Yep.
Look, for 180, you could buy a fucking Mobiretz?
You can get a Mobiret for cheaper than that. For way cheaper than that.
Yeah,
No. You can get a Mobiretz, the Silver's transformation device, and at least half the Ranger keys for that much.
Yes.
I mean, I got the entire Fourze Switch set times 4 for 180.
Yeah.
And the belt, and the suitcase.
It's unnecessary. It's only that price because they know people are gonna pay for it.
And those also came with 2 still in package sets of switches and cards, and electronic switches. And only one of them was broken because I broke it. I had a hard time taking out the batteries.
Yeah, the Zeo belt. If they continue with this pricing and stuff for belts, I'm never gonna buy another one because it's just not worth it. Even if I like the Next Rider's belt a lot and I love the Next Rider, if it's this expensive, it's not gonna be worth it at all. Because that's like that would have been my whole rent for the month. Because I only pay a portion of it. That's a stupid amount. Anyone who buys that, I think, is more irresponsible than me with money.
Oh. What are you saying?
I think people who pay the full price for that belt are more irresponsible than I am with money, and I'm bad with money.
But then again, I'm not really paying rent. I'm only paying for the internet here.
That is still, even if it do that out with how many hours you work for it, and it's
Like today was 13 hours. Open the close.
Yeah, that to me is more than you should have to spend on any one toy. Like, I would spend that much for a bundle.
Oops.
Eyes gear. How beautiful that fucking thing is.
Yeah.
Like, let's put it into perspective. The O's CSM was going for $540 when it first came out.
Yeah.
And this is a set that came with a shitload of things.
All the coins.
And driver.
Technically 2 drivers.
2 drivers.
All of the medals, unreleased medals, new medals, a cracked medal, and a medal broken in half.
Yep. The activated special transformation saying.
The Zeo thing, it's...
Yeah. Well, let's try to transition from one rider to another with the Kamen Rider Fourze movie. Hey people, Space is here.
A story of how Gentaro needs to vet his friends and not believe everyone.
Yeah.
Like, the second that Gentaro was introduced as who he was, I knew this would happen, either in the series or in a movie.
Mm-hmm. He tries to become best friends with the computer twice.
He is the man who can befriend anything, even an orbital weapons platform.
So Gentaro would be friends with a low-orbit space cannon.
Probably.
And knowing his track record, he'd probably date it too.
He only dates goo.
Jelly.
I hadn't watched this movie or any of the Fourze movies until we started for this podcast. As much as I do dislike some parts of Fourze, it was a damn good movie and a good watch.
Yeah.
I love it in movies where you can tell, especially for writers that have multiple forms, multiple gimmicks, they just throw money at the screen and be like, oh, you want to see them quick change and use their abilities in rapid succession like a smart person would? Gentaro does that in this movie.
Yeah. And we will see this later with Gaiam and all those other guys in the Ghost X-Aid crossover movie.
I still need to watch that. But I love it when they give into the, oh, I have all these tools at my disposal. I'm not just going to use one or two. I'm going to assault the enemy with them. I'm going to overwhelm them with all the abilities I can use in rapid succession and combining them in interesting and clever ways. I thought that was one of the big downfalls of Fourze's action scenes, was that he never really combined powers as much as he should.
He started doing that near the end with the Cosmic States.
Yeah, like at the end. And in the beginning, he'd every so often do a limit break with 2 or 3 switches. But in this, he's not limit breaking. He's just rapidly swapping out switches and using them in combos. It's just really good.
And Nanami dropped.
And she's typing. Like, that to me, I would sit through action scenes like that so many times. It reminded me of the Double movie and how well done it was.
Yeah, that was a good one too. But all right, so what was the plot about this movie again?
Gentaro's tricked into going into space in the old Foundation X rocket to stop some space station from crashing into Earth or shooting Earth, and then he's attacked by some random chick and her robot black robot friend. This is Japan after all. And it turns out, oh, the people you were working for are really evil and this chick's the good chick, and they turn out to be those what are the robots called?
Tetsujin?
The Tetsujins. They turn out to be them, and they want to use this robot to destroy all of Japan, this space station to destroy all of Japan and unleash their powers. And in the end, he gets a new movie-only form and beats the shit out of them in what is honestly really good CG for Kamen Rider.
Yes.
And I know it's because it's a movie, but Kamen Rider CG, but let's be honest, weekly Tokusatsu CG is normally shit.
I'm looking at you, Gates, your ghost form.
It's...
That's
not as bad as it could be, because it's still shit, because we... Remember, what did that dinosaur look like? Oh, right, a PS2 enemy.
Right.
That made an elephant sound. No, I am not going to let that go.
Have used Gabutira.
They could have done a lot of things. They were being lazy. But enough about that. We'll get back to Zio. Oh, we'll get back to Zio one day.
Yeah. Okay.
They did.
Fusion States.
Yeah, his movie exclusive form is Fusion States, which at the end, no spoiler, he has to get all the energy from all the friends he's made and pop it into the cosmic switches, and he gets a new switch, which lets him use his abilities and Meteor's abilities, which it's really cool. It's a beautifully designed suit. It's a little bulky for my take, but that's how I normally feel about the Fourze suit. But the Meteor design on it really helps.
Meteor Storm.
Meteor Storm.
Yeah.
And we now know that it definitely reprograms the rider's brain, because he could not do those punches before. He has to get the knowledge from it from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, this was also the first appearance of Wizard, right?
Yes, we
Okay.
were definitely going to get around to that. Earlier in the movie, he refights all of the
Zodiac.
the Zodiarts. Thank you. I was gonna call them Astro Switch demons. He refights all the Zodiarts. I'm not wrong. And him and Meteor beat all of them in this gorgeous extended fight scene. But there's like 4 of them left, and they have to get on the old Foundation X rocket, which don't use Foundation X technology. They're bad people. Nothing good's gonna come of that. But anyway, Wizard comes out, and
He has this really cool voice filter. I wish they would have kept.
yeah.
Kind of did.
Also, the Wizard fight is really good. It shows off a handful of Wizard's abilities, but they only show off flame style. I would have liked it a lot more if, when he uses the copy ring to make 4 of him, have each one become a different form and do 4 different kicks, not just 5 fire kicks.
Sorry, that's apparently only available to one ancient technology.
Are we gonna explain this away the same way Genso says? There's a very good explanation for that.
No. Here's the thing. Wizard can do that where he can split up into 4 different elements, but he needs his like gauntlet egg timer thing.
Oh, the Drake.
Yeah.
He can only do that with the Draco timer?
Yes, he can only do that with the Draco timer. This is not like Kiriba and the O's medals.
Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
Eh.
There needs to be like a catalyst to help split up the powers.
Okay. It still would have been nice to show off the other forms in the preview of the series, because otherwise, in the series, we have to wait till, like, what is it, episode 6 to see all of them, or longer?
Yeah, I think it was, like, episode 6, where they had them all by then.
It was 5 or 6, but still, it took too long to introduce the basic 4 forms that this rider swaps out of a lot. It isn't like Deno, where he's generally in the same form for the whole arc.
Mm-hmm.
But that's slight nitpicky about it. Whoever was the director on this, I think, should have been the director for all of Fourze, because it made the fight scenes so much better. Like, even the unhinged fight scenes between Ryusei and that one really hot chick were very well done. And I love me some unhinged fight scenes. When you can do that, I'm like, yes, please, give me more.
Give me all of the unhinged fight scenes, which is part of why I like Garo a lot, because there's a lot of that.
Yeah. Like, part of the reason why I love the Kamen Rider Excel movie. Most of the movie is unhinged fight scenes with Teru Ryu showing you why he's a badass.
Alright, just try to look up who directed this movie. And, directed by Koichi Sakamoto.
Yeah, I kind of figured.
And he has done,
Lots.
he's done 6 episodes in Kamen Rider Double, episodes 21, 22, 27, 28, 43, and 44.
I can definitely see that with the end of Double.
He's on 12 episodes of Fourze.
Really?
Yeah, he's on the first 4 episodes. And 21, 22, 29, 30, 31, and 32, and 47, 48. Apparently he's really good at making finales. He's also... Okay, now this one's surprising. He's on 5 episodes of Ghost.
Well, you can only polish a turd so much.
Which were episodes 29 and 30, 36, 37, and 38.
The last episode of Wizard.
No Wizard stuff.
Yeah, somebody else.
He's done episodes 3 and 4 of Xaid. He's going to be doing, he's he's done episodes 5 and 6 of Zeo so far.
Oh, so we're gonna get him directing the Fourze arc.
Yes. The movies that he's helped were the Kamen Rider Double Forever, A to Z, The Guy Memories of Fate.
I didn't I say it was very reminiscent of the Double movie?
Also, Kamen Rider Double Returns.
Okay.
The crossover movie between Fours and O's.
The Fourze and Wizard movie as well.
And the Dr. Pac-Man one.
Okay.
Yes, the movie, which is really good.
The movie that you referenced earlier reminded you of.
Yeah. Holy crap. This guy is a freaking genius. I love him.
He definitely has an eye for making the fight scenes look very unique and beautiful.
Well, here's the reason why. He's a fight coordinator.
That's
Okay.
why I know. Okay, that's why it sounds familiar. So you might have actually done some. He's done some pseudo acting work too.
Nope, I just seen directing it credits. I'm seeing nothing else. Yeah. But still, this guy's resume is actually pretty good. A lot of these are really good episodes.
They're some of the best directed fighting scenes I've seen in Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm. And you can just tell that Fourze was his baby because of the 12 episodes that he's done. So it only makes sense that he would also be doing the Fourze arc in Zeo.
Mm-hmm. I normally don't get into directors and writers that much with tokusatsu unless the directing or writing really stands out.
And this was also written by Kazuki Nakashima.
I think the writing was okay. It's about what I expect out of a writer solo venture.
Yeah, just to say that he's written a lot for Fourze and like 2 episodes of Double.
Okay. I think the best writing I've seen for a solo writer movie would definitely be the Double movie, A through Z, The Gaia Memories of Fate. And as much shit as I give it, I do think a lot of the Den-O solo movies were really good.
I'd say the one where Xeronos was the focus was probably the best one.
Well, everything with Zeronis is my favorite part of Den-O.
Yeah, I'd say
He's the plot of that show. I'm not wrong.
No, you're not. You're not.
But overall, if you've seen Fourze and you want to see his solo movie, do yourself a favor and watch this. If not for the amazing use of Fourze's abilities, the unveiling of 4 fusion states, and the pretty good storyline, just do it to complete your Fourze viewing.
Yeah, I believe I've actually showed this to a group of friends a few years ago, and they absolutely loved it. Well, except for Gintoro's hair, they didn't really care for that.
Oh, they can go fuck themselves. That boy's pompadour is beautiful.
I know, I said the same thing. Like, come on, guys. This is the expression of youth.
Like, I think a lot of the Kamen Rider solo movies can be viewed without watching the series, because they usually deal with their own plot and resolution, and it's a self-contained arc. It's something you can really use to introduce someone to Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been doing, and they say, yeah, it's always great to watch these. I don't really have to care about the story because, well, this is kind of self-containing.
I think if I was going to get someone to Kamen Rider, this would definitely be one of the movies that I would choose, especially, and I can't help but keep bringing it up, because of the fight choreography. It definitely reminded me, and I know it's not in the same league of, what is his name?
Who?
Monty
Oh, Monty Ohm.
Monty Ohm. It definitely reminded me of his kinetic cuts, how the angles would change with every shot, how everything was used in the character. Nothing went unused. It reminded me of his fight style. And unfortunately, without him, Ruby suffers a little bit, but it's still... I do want to cover Ruby 1 week.
One season of Ruby. We're not going to be doing the
Yeah.
entire 5 volumes.
One season at a time. One season at a time, I want to cover Ruby.
Yes.
Especially because we could do a whole episode on Ruby's music.
Mm-hmm. And according to the movie's placement, this takes place between episode 38 and 39.
Okay, so right near the end of the series, because doesn't it end mid-40s? Or early 40s?
Let me look back at it. I believe it's like 45, 48.
48, okay. I was thinking like either 42 or 48. But most Rider series tend to end around mid-40s or early 40s. Very few of them go into the 50s.
Only one has gone into the 50s.
And that was what, Wizard?
Wizard, and it was filler.
Yeah. Like, it's like the last 4 or 5 episodes, and it's just, what are we doing here?
No, it's two episodes of filler.
Oh. I thought it was more.
No, it's just 2 episodes of filler. Apparently there's this kid running around with rider rings and using them to help protect himself from an evil guy. And Gaim shows up for no reason.
I couldn't... Wizard just got too slow for me.
Yeah, I think a good way to sum up Wizard is, it's dazzling, but it's kind of dull.
Yeah, that my friend I got into Tokusatsu really hates Beast.
Oh.
Like, Beast is his most unliked rider.
Can you actually hear me now? Because
Yeah, we can hear you.
but yeah, the only reason Gaim even shows up is because next episode of Kamen Rider, it's Gaim.
Yeah, they did that to introduce him instead of introducing him in the Wizard solo, right?
Because would that actually make sense at all? But then again, did the final 2 episodes make any sense at all?
It was just another episode of Decade.
Oh god. Oh god, the Decade arc in Zeo is going to be so confusing.
Oh, yeah.
I cannot wait to see what they do in the Decade arc. If they retcon Decade, if they fuck with the time stream even more. Oh, that's going to be a joy.
That'd be funny. There's also the Kiva stuff to look forward to as well, which would be interesting.
Oh my god, if they can get Sento back for Kiva.
Yeah.
I am in love with Kiva's actor. Like, that man is beautiful. And if you haven't watched it yet, or if you don't hate TV Nihon, download their subs of Princess Jellyfish. He plays the main lead in it. And it is, oh my god, so good. It's like 1.5 hour long episodes, and it is some of the best J-drama I have ever watched. Something I do want to cover, like, at least an episode for the podcast. Because I know, had you guys watched the Princess Jellyfish live-action movie
That was okay.
a couple months back? This is a live-action series.
For months.
A couple months. Like a year.
2 years.
Oh, God. And it has the same lead actress reprise her role in it. A lot of the girls are the same, but it's now the actor for Kiva playing the main dude, whose name I can't remember since I watched it like 4 months ago.
All right, time. That's more fact searching. It's going to cost you $5.
It's Sento something.
Honestly, I hope they do like the whole
Koji Seto.
Yeah.
Koji Seto, my bad.
for Zio. I really hope they do the double timeline theme for Kiva's time.
Does this mean they get to bring back Otoya for 2 different arcs?
Hope
Oh
so.
no, they didn't have him in the build episode.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. So they might have brought him back for the Kiva thing.
Oh my god. Having more Otoya in my life. Like, I have friends that haven't watched Kamen Rider in years that I'm like, hey, Otoya comes back. Okay, I'll watch it.
I mean, I'll watch it for Toya.
Like, the dude literally cucked Dracula. Am I wrong?
No,
I mean, you're not wrong, but just the way you phrased it was funny.
Cock block.
There is a reason why I made that one meme.
I know. But, now that we've talked about one property with Sota Fukoshi in it, let's talk about the thing he was in more recently. If you're not aware, Sota Fukoshi is the name of the actor of Kamen Rider Fourze.
And let's grab your cleaning supplies, because we're talking about Bleach.
Interesting note, the reason Bleach is called Bleach, and of course I know this, I am a gigantic Bleach fan, is because, not because it's, Bleach, it purifies the soul. No, that's what fans came up with, because the real reason's really fucking dumb. The writer, Tite Kube, is a massive fan of music. That's why there's a ton of musical references, and when you read character bios, oh, I wrote this character thinking of this song. Bleach is named this because that's his favorite Nirvana album. That's it. That's really the reason. It had just as good of a chance of being named Broken, or News from the Front, or anything. It's just, I like the album Bleach, so I called it Bleach. Fans found a reason later.
And you're just like, okay, yeah, that works, whatever.
Yeah, it wound up working. Bleach is Bleach now.
Yes, that is exactly what I meant this entire time. You have no proof that I didn't come up with this.
Also, if you have time and he hasn't deleted them yet, find Tite Kubo's Twitter from about 7 or 8 years ago. He would get drunk as shit in the middle of the night in Japan, watch ecchi anime and moe anime, and just riff on it in the middle of the night.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious.
The dude hates moe anime. Like, the fact that a moe spinoff of Naruto replaced Bleach probably sent him to the ER and got his stomach pumped for how much he drank that night. If you don't know, Bleach was canceled for the Naruto spinoff Rock Lee and His Friends, which has a very cutesy anime art style with the big eyes. Kubo probably hated this.
Chibi.
Chibi. Yeah, it's more chibi than anything else. But Kubo also doesn't like chibi stuff. He likes the more serious, the more down-to-earth, kind of grim and gritty, more realistic stuff.
Yeah.
Also, I remember an interview, I remember reading an interview, he's like, I just kind of like drawing cool shit.
Yeah, and he does have a drinking problem. I could literally talk about Bleach and backstory with Kubo for hours. But we're talking about the live-action movie that came out in Japan a few months ago and just hit Netflix this September 14th.
So
and honest...
So right now we're going to lock up Jesse right now because he is going to be talking non-stop about something he absolutely loves and not going to give anybody else a chance here.
I'm sorry. It's like Andy and Rob with Star Trek.
Star Trek.
No! No!
Oh, we're going to give him Nam flashbacks.
Okay, I want to go on a quick tangent real quick.
Oh.
But speaking of Star Trek, I was watching the new Batman movie, but not newest Batman movie, but the animated Batman movie with Adam West, and they had Two-Face in it, and he was played by William Shatner.
Yeah, he did a good job as Two-Face, too.
I still haven't seen that movie. Or
It's
Batman
good.
Ninja. But I hear Batman Ninja has a tokusatsu reference in it.
I haven't seen the Ninja one.
Yeah, me either.
We should all watch it. I don't know if we should cover it for the podcast, but as fans of the Bats and anime, we should watch it.
Yeah.
Could make it next week's topic somehow.
I wanted next week's topic to be Ruby, just because I was thinking about it a lot.
Okay, I'll give in and watch it.
There's so much gay in Ruby, you would like it.
I've been. It'll give me a chance. It'll give me an excuse to watch it.
Yes, Ruby's good times, even if the first season's a little jank.
Yeah.
It's like Steven Universe.
But getting back to the topic at hand here of Bleach, this starts out with 15-year-old Ichigo Kurosaki, a strawberry-haired lad.
Even though it's not very strawberry-ish.
No,
they really toned down the orange in his hair.
Yeah. And there's just going to be a lot of anime comparison here, because, well, not only did I watch the movie, but I also watched the 20 episodes of the first season that the movie was reflecting.
The movie mixes and matches about the parts from the first 2 seasons in interesting ways, so that you don't know what's going on, but you know kind of where things are headed. Especially the first episode. The first 15 minutes of the first episode of the first part of the movie and the first episode and a half of the anime are almost 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Like, it starts off with Ichigo beating up a gang of street punks who were skateboarding and knocked over a vase of flowers for what was in the anime and manga a little girl, but in the movie a little boy.
Yeah.
Reasons.
It's a minute change. I don't think it should bother anyone.
No. I mean,
they're dead. Who cares? But it's there to show how much Ichigo respects the dead, respects offerings to them, and the boy can fight. It's a good way to show off his temperament as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good boy with anger problems.
He's a good boy that doesn't want to deal with bullshit. Which is a lot of his character arc through this movie is, I don't want to fucking deal with it. What are you putting me through, bitch?
Yeah. It felt like some characters were kind of reeled back a little bit. Especially Mr. Kurosaki.
They toned down Ichigo's dad, but they kinda needed to.
Yeah, because I very much doubt that they're going to have the actor dropkick Ichigo in the live action thing like they did in the comic and anime. And
I hope if they do progress the movies, they do go into the backstory of his dad. But one thing that did bother me with character changes, both of his sisters are 1 younger and 2 look the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
Where in the anime and manga, one of his sisters has blonde hair, one of his sisters is a, normal Japanese girl with dark hair, but they were very unique in how they looked. In this, they're just cute little 9-year-olds, where they were 9 and 13, Yuzu and Karin.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead.
It's just a lot of this stuff is probably for the best, because there are just some things you just can't copy from an anime or manga.
And it would be too much work, especially not knowing the return on investment if this movie is good or not.
Yeah.
One change that did bother me, and it probably only bothered me out of all of us watching, is when they show the picture of his mom and show his mom. They changed Misaki a lot.
Yeah, because she had brownish hair.
Misaki had orange hair like Ichigo.
Oh yeah, and she doesn't in the movie.
She was half German.
Yeah. That's spoilers.
Really? Spoilers? How old is the manga? The manga's over. I'm allowed to spoil something. I'm not going to say why or what or anything. I'm just saying she was half a white bitch. In this, no. Full Japanese. Japanizing Ray.
I mean, they've done this a lot. I mean, have you seen the Attack on Titan movie?
Have you seen the Full Metal Alchemist movie? Those boys are supposed to be white.
Yeah.
But again, it's a Japanese production with Japanese actors. We can't expect them to cast a half German or at least a non-Asian in a role, even if it's not a leading role. Sort of parallels are movies with, oh, why is this character white? It's kind of the dominant working force. It's a little fucked up, but it's how things goes. That's why Scarlett Johansson was the Major.
And I thought that you had actually looked pretty proper.
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that the Major's body was a white bitch, but we're not going to get into that here.
Yeah.
That'll be that's a sinkhole. Anyway, back to Bleach.
And you know, as you know the story goes, the Hollow breaks into the house trying to eat the children.
Like Hollows do.
Yummy children.
Oh man, Kermit the Frog is a Hollow. What the fuck?
And Rukia is there to fight him, and obviously Ichigo can see her, and she doesn't notice this until she binds him and walks away. And she gets hurt in the battle, gives her powers to Ichigo to fight the Hollow, and now Ichigo is burdened with being a Shinigami, which is a Soul Reaper. I watched the subs. I hate the word Soul Reaper. They say Shinigami verbatim. Just call it a goddamn Shinigami. I'm also a weeb.
And I'm going to keep with Shimigami, with Soul Reaper because I watched nothing but the dub.
I watched the sub of Bleach for years off of Databayo. They did amazing translations, and for the record, Japanese voice actor for Ichigo, fuck, I can't remember his name. Let me Google it.
But
Google.
I've actually watched the subs for Bleach for the 20 episodes because, well, if I'm going to be watching a movie in subs, I'm going to be watching the source in the same format. But but listening to Ichigo through the subs and listening to Johnny Young Bosch, they got it actually pretty close.
Vocal-wise, Johnny Young Bosch matches Masataka Morita's vocal performance. But I think the attitude that Morita brings and how he delivers it is much different.
Yeah.
Johnny Young Bosch kind of makes Ichigo a little bit whinier, a little bit more apathetic, where Morita is more, I'm doing this out of an obligation. Especially later on, when they do Hollow Ichigo's voice, and Johnny Young Bosch's sounds like he's on helium and crack, and Morita's is generally unsettling.
Yeah, I really... Johnny Young Bosch's voice, I mean, the delivery is just so just... I don't care.
Also, Masataka Morita can sing as Ichigo, and I'll probably post some of those songs in the Discord, and he... doing Ichigo's voice for Memories in the Rain and stuff is amazing. What is it called? But you can continue with the synopsis of the movie while I'm occupying myself.
I want to talk about the fight scenes because, oh my god, they were so bloody fun!
Yeah, they were really gorgeous. I loved just the choreography of it was just amazing.
The only anime live-action movie with better choreography than Bleach was the Rurouni Kenshin movies.
Which also had a Kamen Rider in them.
There it is, the Bleach beat. Which I do want to cover the Rurouni Kenshin movies, but I have an issue with the writer of Rurouni Kenshin.
I'll do at this point.
Huh?
I think we all do at this point.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get to the movies, if we get to them.
Yeah, we're talking about live action stuff. The Tokyo Ghoul trailer with the Kagunes. Oh my god, they look so disgusting. Weapons that they have in Tokyo Ghoul.
I actually have not seen Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh. And fleshy Dr. Octopus arms. Look really utterly disgusting.
But
Okay. So he's the director of the Bleach movie is Shinisuke Sato, who's done a lot of stuff from '97 to now, including movies such as I Am Hero, Death Note, Light Up the New World.
I knew I recognized him from something. He is the guy that did the Death Note movie, or one of them.
Yeah, he's also done 2 video games.
What games?
Tekken 4. He is a character and scenario developer. And Red Ninja End of Honor collaboration developer.
Okay.
Him?
He's also done a few other things. Library Wars.
Haven't heard of that.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, nothing else seems to stand out, or it's even recognizable. But so far, he's done 2 pretty good live-action adaptations of an anime or / manga, from what I've heard.
The Bleach movie, I think it's going to get a lot of flack for the changes it makes and the fact it's live action, but I genuinely think it's good.
Yeah, I definitely think it's good too. I mean, yes, it does combine a bunch of scenarios and other stuff, but I think it's actually for the better because remember, you're only working with like what, 2 hours?
And I mean, the Rurouni Kenshin movie did the exact same thing, and it was amazing. If you don't know, the ending of this movie is a combination of the Grand Fisher arc and a little bit of the Seirete arc, where he fights Renji after he beats the Grand Fisher, and the battle's moved into the center of Karakura Town.
Oh, I absolutely loved that fight.
In the anime or the movie?
Both.
Did you know that before Bleach came out, they actually had an OVA, which has a much more manga-authentic version of the Grand Fisher arc?
Yeah, I didn't really know that. But what I want to know is why didn't they give him the proper visor in the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, that thing was sick looking in the anime and manga.
I'm gonna drop it in the video sharing. They did get his tattoos correctly, which I think is a big part of Renji's character, especially his character development later on, explaining why he gets the tattoos, aside from just fucking liking them.
Those were tattoos? I thought those were his eyebrows.
I know, a lot of people think they're his eyebrows because of where they are. But yeah, they're tattoos on his eyebrows and all down his chest. Listening.
It's just... Holy crap, this is like a really good adaptation of an anime.
Yes.
I really want to see what they could... What else this guy can do. But from looks of it, his... the next stuff that this guy that Shinsuke Sato is going to make is something called Inuyashiki.
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 It is from the writer of Gantz. It is about an old man and a young man that both become robots.
Oh,
the young man becomes a total sociopath, and the old man becomes a superhero.
The guy's like bang and he kills people with his finger.
Yes. I haven't seen it.
I've seen bits and pieces of it. It's really good, but the anime adaptation of it has some issues.
Yeah, because they use CG.
Yeah, that's the main issue.
And the next movie he's going to make is a movie called Kingdom.
I don't know what that is.
Kingdom is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Yasuhisa Hara?
Yasuhisa Hara?
Yeah. The manga provides a fictionalized account of the Warring States period, primarily through the experiences of the war orphan Jin and his comrades as he fights to become the greatest general under something.
Sounds okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was something I have.
Right? Here's some kind of breaking news. Tommy Wiseau has released The Room in its entirety on YouTube.
Yeah,
We were just talking about
yeah.
that before we started.
Yeah, and of course that movie is unlisted because of copyright bots. Yes, this is his movie. He's releasing it himself, but seeing how fucked up YouTube is, he's going to get copyrighted and probably have his thing shut down because he's posted his own movie.
A lot of the movie of Bleach is Ichigo dealing with being burdened with being a Shinigami, being trained by Rukia, and then he meets up with Uryu, who is played by Kamen Rider Meteor's actor. So they have really good chemistry with each other.
Huh. See, I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that was Ryuki?
No.
Oh, not Ryuki, fucking Meteor.
Ryusei.
Ryusei, that's why I was saying R.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
You see them again. I love them so much together.
Actually, let me Google it just to be sure. I'm pretty sure Orihime in this movie is being played by Nadeshiko.
Right, a reunion special.
Hana Sugisaki. Let me see. Film. She hasn't been in anything film-wise that of any importance to what we're trying to find here. And doubly so in the drama department. TV film.
You're looking at Hana. Hana is
or
Aramino is Orihime, and that is definitely Nadeshiko. Hana Shugisaki is Rukia. Yeah, Irina Mano is
Yep,
you're just looking at her face.
Yep.
That's Nadeshiko.
Yeah, I didn't know. So they got 3 actors from the same season of Kamen Rider to be in this.
Including the main couple from both series. Spoiler warning, Ichigo and Ruki and Orihime are kind of a thing.
I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah, I know. Also, if you care about it, Miyavi, a very famous Japanese musician and good-looking man, plays Byakuya, and he acts the shit out of it. I've never seen Miyavi acting, but I've heard his music a lot. He really does well, not only looking, but acting like the butthole that is Byakuya in this first arc.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't really feel much for the guy who was playing Kisuke Urahara.
He did not get enough screen time for me to have an opinion on him. I mean, he looks like what a live-action Kisuke would look like, but he was in a scene and a half.
There was that scene in the shop and the scene by the road.
Yeah, a scene and a half. He's barely in the movie.
Yeah.
Which, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm really surprised they didn't have Miyavi do a song for the Bleach movie, considering Bleach's obsession with music, and Miyavi being a great musician. Speaking of music, the biggest problem with this movie is the goddamn soundtrack.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up, but I was like, maybe I'm just derp.
No, it's terrible. Like, there's no 2 ways around that. The main battle theme is fucking atrocious.
I mean, there was that one thing with that one fight with the spider in the playground.
Yeah, there's one good song, and that is only played for about, 45 seconds.
All you need to do is drink your milk.
Yeah, that's a bad song. When I was a little girl, blah blah blah. All you need to do is drink your milk. And I'm like, no, stop this. Bleach has an amazing soundtrack and a flush out OST. Just pay Shirosagi Sue and use the music that already exists. Fuck, where's my number one?
Yeah, that really could have been used.
Yes. Like, a big thing about Bleach, like I mentioned how it was named after a Nirvana album. Every character is written with a certain song or style of music in mind. Ichigo was written while Tite Kubo was listening to a lot of Bad Religion, which is a fucking phenomenal punk band from America.
Mm-hmm.
And his theme song is, according to Kubo, is News from the Front from Bad Religion. When you see the scenes of Ichigo in his room, there are dozens of posters of news from Bad Religion, and Ichigo commonly wears more punkish clothes when he's not in school, especially some of the splash pages for the manga. Like Rukia was some really sweet French song. I listened to it a few years, like fucking decade ago. But with how this series does music, it's almost insulting how bad the music is.
Yeah, but still, I think it kind of makes up for bad music with actually good choreography.
Oh, the choreography for the fight scenes, again, are really good.
Yeah.
Like, especially the fight with Renji near the end.
Yeah.
That has some amazing choreography with how Sota is swinging around this giant sword and blocking attacks and countering.
Yeah, I honestly thought that he was actually going to unlock his
Shikai?
Thank you. He was going to unlock that during the fight.
I was
felt that.
I was hoping we would see a Ichigo awaken a Shikai at the end of the fight or win with it, or at least launch off a Getsuga Tensho, not knowing what it is. Because in the anime, he has fired off Getsuga Tenshos before he learned the attack's name. He did one of them in the arc with Uryu when his sword was unawakened, which we really didn't get to see him do much with Uryu, unfortunately, because time.
It was like, hey, I challenge you to a hunter's match. Whoever kills the most hollows win. Then all of a sudden, Byakuya and Renji are like, no, stop it. Illegal fight. No.
Yeah, they squashed that shit right quick.
Yeah.
Where in the anime and manga, it is a whole arc where Orihime and Chad awaken to their own powers.
Yeah.
Which I hope they mix them into the movie's sequel a little bit more. Because Arena is a great actress, and she did great as Orihime. I'd love to see her with Hosoten Keshukun, and whoever did Chad, I don't remember.
Chad was Kayo Yanagi.
Yanagi?
Yeah, his name isn't highlighted, so you can't really see
Okay, yeah, I just scrolled over on the IMDb for him. Like, I'd like to see him do Chad's R of D, I think is his one-punch attack. He gets a big arm and he punches things. He doesn't get a special attack until near the end of the series. Which El Morte is fucking beast. But I hope in the sequel they mix them into it a little bit more. You also have Ichigo's. In the movie he's unnamed, but he's Kengo. He's Ichigo's friend Kengo. Like, oh, yeah, Ichigo died the other night.
Yeah, it's called Brazo Derecha Gigante.
Yeah, Chad never names it. It's named in the games. But in the anime, he only ever names the El Gigante punch and the El Morte punch, his left-handed attack, which he gets much, much, much later.
I really want a sequel to this.
So do I. Especially so they can go into the Soul Society. Because you're watching this for us to talk about it. We're going to spoil the movie. At the end of the movie, Rukia goes back to the Soul Society. She turns on Ichigo and goes back to the Soul Society with her brother and Renji to be executed
Yeah.
for breaking the law, which was giving Ichigo her powers, which the live-action movie actually clears up a goddamn plot hole with. Why didn't Ichigo just give the powers back? Oh, you're too weak now, it would kill you. Which I did not expect them to fix a plot hole in the original anime or manga. To me, that was them knowing the source material enough. And that made me very confident in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, like it says in in Sato's, the director of the movie's synopsis of himself and reviews for this guy, when he does get a chance to make an adaptation for it, he tries to make it as close as possible.
And I think we need more anime to live action directors to do that. He probably read a good chunk, if not all of the manga, to keep what was needed in. Like, they had to skim over some scenes that could have built stuff for later, but again, he didn't know if he was getting a sequel. Because in the beginning of the manga, a lot of people go to the Kurosaki clinic, his dad's a doctor. And he doesn't have enough rooms. So on the phone he says, send them to the Ishida Medical Treatment Center. I know the director, he owes me a favor. That line is actually plot important to the later parts of the anime and manga. Because Ichigo's dad, it shows the amount of planning and good writing that Tite Kubo had in the first few chapters, referencing things that didn't happen for years. Like, this man fucking did plans like our Lord and Savior Kira.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about Bleach. Things came around. Nothing was unused. If there was a scene earlier establishing someone knew someone, there's a reason they know them. Bleach is one of my favorite manga.
Yes, we've noticed. You've been talking about. You've talked the most out of all of us here.
I'm sorry.
For like the past.
No, it's okay. It's really okay.
It's something I really take seriously because a lot of people shit on Bleach. And I think out of the big three anime, when it was big, it was the most well-written. Like, it had better plot development than Naruto, and it was way more serious than One Piece, as much as I love One Piece.
I'm remembering this animation that somebody did for Shonen Week. It's Goku who just invited Naruto, Luffy, the Black Clover Kid, and I believe Deku, and he's like, huh, is that everyone? And you see Ichigo in the window, and Luffy's like, yeah, that's everyone relevant.
Oh,
Yeah,
Ichigo wouldn't fit in there. He doesn't eat like a goddamn truck.
Nor,
like, I've seen, there was a picture someone did of all the main shonen protagonists eating. Luffy was scarfing down piles of food, same with Naruto and Goku, and Ichigo's there just eating a fucking sandwich, looking at them like, what is wrong with you people? Like, Ichigo is the most realistic out of all of them.
Because he was actually driven that way.
He was written as a human person in our world.
Showing my love for Bleach because, lol, as a child I really liked it, and I still like it now. I like Powder soon.
Oh my god, Zombie Powder. Zombie Powder was the reason Kubo developed alcoholism when it got canceled. If you don't know, Zombie Powder was the first manga Kubo ever got published. It was 4 books long. I used to have it. I lent it to a friend in middle school, and I've never seen it since.
Oh.
Now, a full set of it is like $300. Getting Zombie Powder is expensive.
Yeah.
But when Zombie Powder got canceled, Kuba started drinking heavily, and like 4 years later, he made Bleach.
Now, I'm just trying to remember. When did Bleach start? I think it was like somewhere in the 2000s?
It's
2003.
I believe it was in Japan 2004.
So, yeah, it would have been actually perfect for, what, not 20 years, a 10-year anniversary kind of thing.
Original one run 2004 to October 5th, 2004 to March 27th, 2012
Oh.
for the anime.
Oh, yeah. For the manga, I think it goes like for 5 years more.
The manga definitely goes, I think, 4 or 5 years more. Let me check on
Canceled. And I'm actually pissed about that.
August 20th, 2001 to August 22nd, 2016.
Ow, that was 2 years ago. Ow.
Yeah, Bleach. I remember Bleach ended, and the ending was a sour note because Kubo got tired. Shonen Seshuna, the Shonen Jump owners, wanted him to make the series longer like Naruto, so he kept stretching things out and then started getting burned out. It was a whole kerfuffle.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that happened in the last arc of the manga that I didn't really care for.
There's so much good in it, I think it outweighs the bad, and I need to go back and reread the 1,000-Year Blood War. But it does have a lot of empty plot threads, wasted characters. You can clearly tell Tite was getting tired of writing Bleach. And it's really executive meddling that ruined it. If he would have been allowed to end it on his terms and not be forced to make it go longer, Bleach may have ended about 1.5 years sooner, but I think the overall ending would have been a lot better.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
let's wrap this up. We're already past the hour mark. I know this hurts you a lot, but
So we're doing Ruby for next week's non-Toku. What are we gonna do for the Toku topic? That's the
aside from saying go watch the Bleach movie on Netflix so it can get a fucking sequel. Like, no, seriously, go watch it.
I put a vote towards Akiba Ranger.
Just the first season or the first few episodes?
Well, the first season's what, 12 episodes?
We've all seen the first whole season,
13.
to be
13.
honest. We just might need a refresh on it.
Cap episode, but it's still there.
I'm okay with the Akiba Ranger unless anyone has something better.
I'm jokingly suggesting Sexy Rangers, but
I don't have Amazon Prime, I can't watch it.
just give you mine for now, but I was...
If we're watching Sexy Rangers, I have a suggestion.
Oh.
The MMPR porn parody.
Oh no.
I posted a link to it in Isamu's Dungeon of NSFW Toku porn.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's definitely not worth it.
Pansy.
Well, here's the thing. We're already in the hole anyway. We are currently in the subscriber hole. Yes, we have 40. Thank you for all 40 of you actually still either watching this afterwards or actually trying to come in and watch it. But we are in that hole of YouTube where we're just going to get, if we do anything, it's going to get caught. And we can't do a damn thing about it.
Like, we need to watch what background music we play, what freaking logos we leave on the screen for too long, or else it'll get dinged.
Yeah. What was it? The one that we did last week, or the week before, where I thought, hey, let's put in the opener of this thing and this thing and see what happens. Oh, YouTube's copyright bot for Sony says, hey, you have a song. We don't want that song in your stream because you haven't paid us. Ooh.
They whacked us on the head with a newspaper and said, bad writers.
Yeah. I would just like to get out of this hole, really.
I figure this channel's not going to grow that much to begin with. It's a small, nerdy podcast.
Yeah, and we're focusing on two different demographics: the anime stuff and the tokusatsu stuff. Yes, one is heavier than the other, but one of them we actually like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we can't really do what we like it on this media. We have to do what everyone else is doing.
So, are we going to do Toku Sins next week?
No. The sin stuff have been overdone, and somebody else already got a claim to Toku Sins anyway. So
I know.
But I think he quit, so it's still up on the table for anybody that wants to pick it up.
I'm good.
Let's get our delusion strong next week and get drunk as fuck and review a Key Ranger.
Oh god. I can stream it and we can all get a few drinks and watch it.
That sounds actually fun.
Try and read the subtitles. Why are the words moving?
They're moving too fast.
Oh god, I don't think I've only gotten so drunk I vomited once.
I have never gotten to that point yet.
It's never fun.
The lead up to it's fun, but you know, the actual vomiting part isn't.
Oh yeah. But I mean you're kind of doing a mortgage at that point, so you know.
Last time, I mean, that was like, this was the only time I vomited from drinking was earlier this year. And I ate a lot of cheese and crackers.
So
that all came back up. Yeah.
Orange.
See, I was being stupid, and before drinking, I had a can of beef raviolis, Chef Boyardee, and then I drank a bottle of Black Hoss, which is blackberry schnapps.
I ate about 3 plates of spaghetti and then drank a whole big-ass bottle of blackberry wine by myself on Valentine's Day.
So we basically did the same thing.
He said he couldn't get the fucking purple out of his toilet.
No, wait, I did throw up from drinking too much once before. I drank a can of V8 and then went and had screwdrivers with my friend. And at the end of the night, he had a bottle of just pure vodka that was left over from the screwdrivers. And I was like, let me drink this. I ain't a pussy. And I chugged it. And later that night, me and my ex-fiance were laying in bed. I'm like, I don't feel so good. She was like, get the fuck out of the bed. I sit up. If you don't know, my bed was about 2 feet away from my closet with all of our clean clothes in it.
Oh.
They weren't clean no more.
I projectile vomited from the end of my bed to the closet. I got all the dirty clothes on the floor, and the splashback hit most of the first row of clean clothes. And then I went to the bathroom. And because who she was, she couldn't be near vomit without throwing up. She ran out of the room, and my drunken ass had to clean up my own vomit. And do all... It was 4 loads of laundry.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh, so that is sit there for a while, some of it. Oh my...
Like, I cleaned up the bulk of the vomit and passed out in bed, and she fell asleep later. That morning, I had to clean up all the clothes and then clean the floor again.
Horrible.
Oh my god. I was drunk with a capital D. Like, it was my neighbor's house, so it wasn't far from my house. She had to help me walk through the alley because of how inebriated I was.
Oh my god.
Like, have you ever been so drunk you have to grab the ground to keep from flying into space?
Yes.
That drunk.
I love that drunk, but I don't like the
God.
aftermath.
If I had long hair, I would have called myself Jesus and told everyone to repent for their sins and tried to turn water into wine and then drink wine.
And then vomit.
Oh my god. I haven't gotten that drunk, I think, since then.
That's because you learned a lesson.
No, that's because I haven't had enough money to buy as much alcohol. It's not that I learned my lesson, it's just that I can't afford to... I don't get drunk easily. But when I have enough money, I'm going to buy like 2 bottles of Black Hostler, a bottle of Rumplemints, and I'm going to chug it.
Like do a drinking day, or if we're on stream, we're all just drinking and...
Or wait till I host D&D again and someone brings a bottle and I'm like, no, this bottle's mine. The DM's getting drunk. And you're gonna deal with it. Wait, didn't this monster die yet? Glug, glug, glug. It's got 30 more HP.
I guess as a reminder, catch us Wednesday when we do the first session of our 5th edition D&D troop thing.
Oh, it's gonna be a beautiful mess. I already have the quest picked out for you guys for what you're doing in the Tempest Isles. So far, it's the Frozen Traveler as a half-orc paladin, Nanami-chan as a human cleric who is basically herself and Nanami from Hurricaneger, Andy as, I believe you're a elf wizard?
Oh, yeah.
And Rob, Admin No-san, as a tiefling bard.
I can do my Kermit the Frog voice the whole fucking time.
Oh no.
Nanami, did you see your character's picture?
It's not even from Hurricaneger.
It's literally Nanami from Hurricaneger. I figured you would be very pleased with that. The only thing I need from you is at minimum a 1-paragraph backstory. Who you are, where you came from, why you're a priest, priestess.
I'm a fucking idiot.
That can be part of it. You kind of seem like an airhead, but I think you can roleplay this.
I mean, I'm just playing myself anyways.
A lot of the time, people's first characters are very much like themselves. So,
heard, but
yeah.
I haven't played much.
The point of the game is having fun and imagining. You can't go wrong. Like, Andy was creating his character with me. He was like, what spells should I take? There's no wrong answers. Everything is useful. And I gave you a good loadout of spells, both for combat and RPing, that you should be able to have a lot of fun with. But we will be starting this Wednesday at probably a little bit later so everyone can make it. And then we'll be going to be going every other Wednesday for maybe an hour or 2 in the middle of the night. Or later, depending on when everyone has to go to bed.
Yeah.
So I can go on for, like, ever.
Yeah. Andy, what time do you get home Wednesday nights? Because I know Rob is getting home earlier.
11 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, so we're going to start a little bit after midnight.
Yeah.
And probably go until you have to go to bed.
Okay.
I hope you guys join us for that. We will be streaming it on YouTube as well and saving it for in case anyone wants to do it. I also am using a custom campaign and world. If you're interested in using the world of Les Lion, PM me on either the page, Discord, or my personal stuff, and I'll let you into all the inner workings of the world and the gods. It's really a passion project for me. I loved making this. I loved making the Pantheon of Gods, and I love it when people play with the Legos that I created.
Legos as minifigures. That's classic.
Yeah. But that was our podcast for this week. We're going to be joining you next Sunday at 11:30 midnight-ish for Ruby Season 1 and the first season, or however many episodes we get a refresher of, Akiba Ranger.
We actually agreed on that?
I mean, no one brought any other toku up. Unless you want to watch the first 4 episodes of Zio and give a more concrete opinion, I figured we'd wait until it had 5 episodes.
Yeah, I'd say we wait till we have 5. So 1 more week, people.
You say 6 just because they're 2-parters?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks from now, we'll take a good gander at Zio and see how it's doing. Try and determine that one boy's gender. If he even has one. Which, I mean, either way, I'm okay with it.
And I made a joke, but okay.
But I hope you'll join us for next week. Don't forget, we have a Patreon. We have a bunch of different pages you can like. We have a Discord where you can join us. If you want to, go ahead. We love talking with other people and other fans.
Facebook, Nami-chan, and Slightly Funny Manga Edits, where I do really stupid shit all the time.
I have a admin page at Isamu, and I have a bunch of other pages, but I don't give a shit of promoting them. I have a website where I sell Toku t-shirts. I just never use it. Toku threads.
Really make some more of those for this particular podcast.
I need to get the reason I haven't done any work for it is because when I switched computers, 1, I lost the art programs.
Oh.
2, well, yeah, because I'm going from Mac to PC.
Yeah.
2, I lost my assets.
Oh.
I had a 17 gigabyte folder of completed projects and art assets that I accidentally deleted when switching computers. And I didn't back it up. And it was like 8 years worth of work.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I need to get on getting the programs. An old work friend says he has them. I need to bother him about getting them. But I do, I have ideas for t-shirts and ideas for designs. I just haven't gotten around to doing it.
Wasn't it like Moomin Rider on the streets, Kamen Rider in the sheets?
That was one that I would love to do. Or a picture of Zio and Deno getting yelled at by the doctor.
Stop messing with time.
Because any one of each doctor would have a different reaction. 10 would be like, now listen here, you little shit. 11 would be like, oh my god, that's a nifty TARDIS you have. 12 would be like, oh my god, we're doing this again. 13 would be like, hi, I'm the doctor. Because I assume she's nicer than the others.
Yeah.
She seems a lot more mellow.
She's had time to mellow out. The war doctor would be like, listen here, you little shits.
So 9 would be like...
Yeah, 9.
9? Fantastic. You're fucking everything up.
Drugs.
Do you want a banana?
Custard.
Oh, God. Fish fingers and custard. That's so nasty.
I actually want to try it. I'm daring.
It's disgusting.
I am daring enough to actually try that.
What I'm hearing is we should all do some Doctor Who episodes for this podcast.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So 1 week has to be Doctor Who and Dennett. When we cover Zio, we have to do Doctor Who.
Okay.
It will be the time. And the title of that episode will be Let's Do the Time Warp Again.
Okay, okay.
And then when we cover Deno, we have to watch Rocky Horror. And it will be titled Let's Do the Time Warp Again. Again.
Let's do the Time Warp again. Or let's do the Time Warp 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. So we have the next few weeks picked out. Of course, we're not doing Deno and that Rocky Horror for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What, you don't like? Don't you like Rocky Horror?
I haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know of like Tim Curry or Tom Curry.
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. Yeah, I know that he was in it.
It's really good, but it does have some parts that are a little
Risque.
rapey.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But he does have Meatloaf in it.
He does have Meatloaf in it, and Meatloaf sings his chubby dick off.
Well, he always does.
Yeah, well, it's Meatloaf. What do you expect?
He'll do anything for love, but he won't do that.
Oh my god, we're gonna have so much. I want everyone together when we do that episode, because everyone I know loves this movie.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
I have never seen it. I have plenty of times to watch it, but just never have seen it.
It's not for I do have friends that don't like it because of the really rapey part in it, and that's totally understandable.
Like, this is really vague, but it's bed. Because I'm trying to remember, because it's been a minute since I've seen it.
When he sleeps with Janet and her husband?
I think so. The bed, and yeah, it seems like it's a bed, but it's one of those old-timey.
Yeah, it's like a
around it.
princess bed.
Yeah. And yeah, whoever it is comes in the room and like sneaks in the bed, and there's all that confusion.
Yeah, that's why it's a little rapey.
Okay, I was making sure I was thinking of the right scene. I thought I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover that.
It was a different time.
It was still wrong.
Oh, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying, you know, back then people were like, ugh.
I mean, when we do the Zio and Doctor Who thing, we have to like edit like Zio wearing a TARDIS, not a TARDIS. That's the word.
Oh, we're gonna have like Zeal's head on the Doctor's body.
Oh god.
No. Just Zio wearing a fez.
Oh god, fucking fezzes.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, when we
depends.
When we do the Doctor Who stuff, which one?
I was just about to say it depends on what Doctor. I'm not a fan of 11.
I mean, 11 does have his ups, but
he grew on me after a while. I didn't like 11 either.
I liked the middle of his run. I did not like the end. I did not like the beginning.
I liked the end and I liked the middle. I didn't care for the beginning. It took a little while.
yeah.
My issue with 11, it's not the actor, it's the writing. I do not care for Stephen Moffat's pretentiousness.
I don't think anybody did.
Yeah. Or the storylines that he came up with. The acting was phenomenal by everyone included. It's just it got a little up its own asshole.
Well, I think that's why 12 was so good. Like, Capaldi was a great actor.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think no Stephen Moffat helped.
Okay, let me speak. I have a good. It's the episode where they're on the space station. It's the game show stuff.
Oh, the very
yeah.
last with the Daleks, yeah.
The end of 9. The
Yeah.
last episode, or is it 2 episodes of Eccleston's run?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a two-parter, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay
that
with doing that. I think
Because
Eccleston
that's
doesn't get enough
something?
love. And I'm like, it's got Eccleston in it, it's got Captain Jack. Unfortunately, it has Rose in it.
Man, I like Rose.
It's okay to like Rose, but the way the fandom treats her.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a lot more than other companions got, I'll say that.
She got everything she wanted.
She got her own fucking.
But she was
Doctor.
good.
She was okay.
She was better than Martha.
Fucking Doc.
Well, that's not fair. Martha she didn't get any development. Martha
No.
literally was the Doctor's side bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, the Doctor's rebound.
No, but
To me, best companion, Donna.
Donna. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Donna
they,
for the
they,
win.
they played off of each other so well.
Yes.
I love Donna so much.
Uh,
So canine.
Rory was good though.
Rory was I loved Rory.
Mm-hmm. Arthur Duval.
Like he started out real geeky, but then they gave him probably the best fucking story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into all that when we actually do the Doctor Who, because I can tell it's gonna be a long one.
Yep. I have to go rent some DVDs from the library to watch Doctor Who. So.
Don't you have Amazon Prime?
Oh, it's on Amazon Prime?
Yeah, Doctor Who is only
that's
on
the
Amazon.
only thing it's on now.
Yes! I got something to do at work now!
Like, I'm gonna have to borrow someone's Amazon Prime, or I can just find it on the internet.
Yeah, I'll let you borrow mine, or Cecil can
Okay.
let you borrow
I'll just
mine.
find it on the internet. Wink, wink.
Probably one condition, we probably let her speak in just one sentence.
I'm sorry.
You can kind of cutting her off all
I didn't mean to.
No, you didn't. Unlike with somebody else that we used to have on the podcast.
What, me?
The first bitch that we had to block from the page.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. God, that guy.
Mr. Digimon.
Yeah.
I still remember that one night though. That was really funny. He really cut me off like out of fucking nowhere, and I'm like, I was talking, you bitch.
And he
That was
freaked
funny.
out.
You see that's the other way around? The person gets cut off, continues being a complete ass, but wow. It's a good thing that we dropped him.
Oh, it was
For more than that.
It was an ordeal.
Second channel on YouTube because of him.
Jeez.
Before you came on, or when you were just starting, but yeah.
I was just 2 episodes in, and then he just completely deletes the channel.
Because he was mad because no one woke him up for the podcast.
Hey, we gave
We told his dumbass what time
Yeah.
it was.
We even messaged him
I know.
multiple times.
We did.
Facebook and all this other stuff, and then I called him out on because he's like, "Oh, I accidentally deleted something on the channel," and I'm like, "Bitch, there's no way you can accidentally delete something like that."
Yeah, they're that fucking guy.
But
Every now and then, but it's behind us, and it's still a funny memory. Some funny memories we have with that, but
now let's end this podcast. This has been Riders of the Lost Zord coverage of the live-action Bleach and Fourze movie. Hope everybody has a great night in the future. Take care. Force be with you. Good job.
and we'll be back next week for a lot of drinking.
Oh God. I'm gonna need to get alcohol then.